If you're visiting London for the first time, make sure you watch this video to get the lowdown on everything you need to know before you go. And don't miss my essential tips at the end to help make your trip perfect. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel, or if you're new here, I'm Jasmine. Thank you so much for joining me. Let's go. London is a buzzing multicultural city, full of incredible historical sites mixed with big city vibes and a great foodie scene. It's one of the most exciting places to visit with its incredible shopping, endless sights, friendly locals, and an amazing nightlife. It offers something for every kind of traveler. But when would the best time be to visit? Literally every season has something cool to offer. It's one of those places that doesn't really have a best time to visit. But if you're thinking about when the best weather will be, then of course summer is your best option. Keep in mind that when the sun comes out, it'll be more busy as everyone will be making the most of the little bit of sun they get. Honestly, it's a completely different experience compared to autumn, which is still a great time to visit, don't get me wrong, but you can't beat the fun-filled atmosphere summer has. So the best time to visit, in my opinion, would be any time between May and September. Figuring out how many days to spend in London can be one of the most difficult parts, especially if this is your first time visiting. It depends on what you want to get out of your vacation. 4 days would be fine if you just want to see the main attractions. But if you want to see the parts which aren't so touristy and you don't like to rush around, then you should plan more like a week to really make the most of it. There are enough activities here to keep you busy for however long you choose to stay. Getting to London is super easy. Most international flights land at Heathrow or Gatwick Airport, and from there you can easily hop on the Heathrow Express or Gatwick Express to reach the city center, which takes around 30 to 60 minutes. Once you're there, it couldn't be easier to get around as London has an absolutely fantastic public transport network. The London Underground, or the Tube as it's nicknamed, is the oldest underground metro network in the world and is the most cost-effective way to get from Heathrow Airport to central London. As well as getting around London, tube stations are easily recognizable with the distinctive London Underground logo. And getting an Oyster card is one of the easiest ways to pay for your travel around London. It's a rechargeable card that works out way cheaper than single fare tickets. A quick tip for you is to try and avoid using the tube during rush hour on weekdays. As it gets so crowded with commuters, this is between 7:30 a.m. and 8:30 a.m. in the morning, and from 4:30 p.m. to around 7 p.m. in the evening from Monday to Friday. When you're planning a trip to London, you'll need a decent place to rest your head after a busy day of sightseeing. Choosing the right area to stay during your trip is essential to making your vacation perfect and to not spend all your time traveling between the different places. London is separated into many different boroughs and neighborhoods, and each has a different vibe, so I'll go through some popular areas to stay in, so you can choose the best place for you. If you're traveling as a couple, then you'll want to stay in Notting Hill. It's one of London's most iconic neighborhoods and has plenty of stuff to do. Great restaurants and bars, shops, and of course you have the famous Portobello Road Market, which is a great place to find vintage clothes. The road is lined with pretty, colorful buildings, tasty street food, antique shops, and traditional pubs. Notting Hill has an old-fashioned theme, which is perfect for a romantic trip. You'll also find Kensington and Chelsea in this part of London too, which are more affluent areas to stay in and are home to lots of luxury shops and amazing restaurants. I would absolutely recommend staying in either of these areas. Then you have Soho, which is an energetic and bustling London neighborhood full of things to do. It's one of the best areas for nightlife with a great range of jazz and blues bars and pubs, so it's a great area to visit with your friends. You also have Covent Garden, which is just east of Soho. It's a quirky neighborhood with cobblestone streets and cool shops and restaurants, tons of stuff to do. And it's pretty central, so it's easy to get to most attractions. It's probably one of the best areas for first-timers. This is by no means an exhaustive list of all the neighborhoods in London. If you look on a map, you'll see loads that I didn't include. But these are just my favorite areas that I've stayed in to give you a rough idea on where you might want to stay. Now for the fun part, what there is to do in London. There's a reason that London's one of the most visited places in Europe. There's so much to do here, whether you want to hit up all the museums, historical sites, and art galleries, shop till you drop at all the amazing stores, or eat and drink your way through the many delicious restaurants. Trust me, you'll find it all here. But as with most capital cities, London is known for its eyebrow-raising prices, and, inevitably, you will spend more than you'd like to here. But there is also a lot of free activities which you can add in to help save some cash. If you're visiting for the first time, you're going to want to check out some of the most popular attractions. Even if you don't enjoy the touristy spots, some of them really are a must-see, such as Westminster Abbey. Yeah, it's visited by tons of tourists. But it's also a hugely important historic and cultural icon for London and isn't something to be missed. along with Big Ben, Buckingham Palace, and the Tower Bridge. Westminster Abbey is one of London's most significant UNESCO World Heritage sites, and it's also one of my favorite places to see. It's truly stunning inside and out. For unforgettable views of some of London's most iconic landmarks, head to the London Eye. You'll get amazing views here, and you can even book an experience where you can have some food and drink while enjoying the views. Another place to check out is the iconic Trafalgar Square. It's in the heart of Westminster and is full of incredible museums, galleries, and historic buildings that you shouldn't miss. A visit to London isn't complete without experiencing some of the many traditional pubs. Grab a pint and maybe even a pub lunch and chill with some locals. They're super friendly, so don't be worried about starting a conversation with them. You might even find out about some cool local places to check out. If you aren't one for drinking, then head to the Dorchester or the Ritz for a luxury traditional afternoon tea. It's a lovely way to relax after sightseeing. It's quite pricey in these two places, but you can find cheaper alternatives in many of the other tea rooms, and some places get really creative with them and are really cool to see. So look around to find the best places. There's so many cool museums in London, and most are free to enter. My absolute favorite was the Natural History Museum. They regularly change the exhibitions, so if this isn't your first time, it's still worth another visit to see what's new. Another cool thing to experience, if you're a fan of Harry Potter, they actually have a Harry Potter studio tour, which features props, costumes, and complete movie sets from the filming of the movies. You can even have an ice-cold butterbeer. If you're a fan, then you absolutely must visit here. Prices are around £53. It's no secret that London's full of quaint thrift shops, high-end luxury shopping streets, vintage boutiques, and amazing street markets. So if you're looking to shop, you won't be disappointed. Oxford Street is one of the best places to shop in London, and a visit to Harrods is also a must. Just a word of warning, you might end up spending a lot here. So now you know the basics of visiting London. You'll need some tips to help make your trip all the more perfect. First of all, you should be prepared to walk a lot, so pack some comfy shoes. Unless you're from a big city, you might not be used to the amount of walking you'll do in London, even if you're using public transport or taxis. It adds up. I remember my feet were blistered and so painful when I last went, so pack some band-aids too. Another thing you should be aware of is that because it gets very busy, most people keep to the left when walking to help with the flow of people. So keep that in mind when walking around. If you're planning on visiting lots of attractions whilst you're here, then book your tickets ahead of time. London is so popular that you don't want to risk being disappointed by them being fully booked. This will also save you a lot of time waiting in line, as well as saving you money. The best tip I can offer, however, is to bring an umbrella with you, because when in England, be prepared for rain, right? Seriously though, even when you think it might be a nice day, it can quickly change to rain, so you should keep an umbrella with you or wear a light jacket. One last thing I will talk about is safety. In recent years, there's been an increase in crimes in the city, which means that you need to be more vigilant when you're out, especially at night, and if something doesn't feel right, just walk away, and as always, keep your bags close to you. It's a big city, so you have to take big city precautions when you're here. I hope this video has helped you to plan your trip, get excited about going, or gave you that nudge to book your next vacation in London. Let me know in the comments where you'd love to see next. Thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe for more travel guides and essential tips. See you in the next video, guys.